Star Report. I'm your host, Star, Thursday afternoon. Welcome to the show. All right, you see the title, Nicki Minaj flaunts free Trump gold card. Is that a flex? You betcha. You betcha. This might be a New York show today. You see the showrunner, I'll get to that shortly. Nicki Minaj. She's too old to be talking about these bitches as my son still. The ass is lopsided now, respectfully. She wears a corset to keep it all together. But she bossed up. Yes? Never mind the fact that I voted for Trump. Never mind that. Nicki bossed up. She's a citizen now. Like it or not. What happened to that old saying, Queens get the money? Queens get the money. Don't hate the player, hate the game. She got a gold card. Did she look crazy and sound crazy on stage with Trump? Yes. Yes, but she got the gold card. She married a bum. He's a bum nigga, right? Mr. Mom. Her brother's a convicted PDF. Not alleged, convicted. She got to do what she got to do. Did she get down on her knees and slob the knob of 4/7? Did she buff the tool? Did she blow the bagpipes in B flat? I don't know. But she got a gold card, huh? You got bitches out here doing a whole lot more for a whole lot less. Queens, get the money. I got a video I'm going to play. We'll talk about it. All right? Now, let me get to the showrunner. Oh, my goodness. I need New York tri-state people to call in early. In the words of Wild Man Steve from WBAU, Adelphi University, put yourselves on the check-in. The Jamaica Coliseum is set to close January the 31st. There has been no place more popular than the Jamaica Coliseum. Can I get an amen early in the live chat? Never mind 125. Never mind Albee Square Mall. Never mind the BX, all those shopping, places in the Bronx. The Coliseum is closing down. Who remembers Shirt Kings? Who remembers the people that used to sell the slum gold that you bought the slum gold and you told people your shit was 18 karat when in reality it was 14. Salute to old niggas. Well, actually, let me not say salute. What about the old niggas who used to go to Jamaica Ave and then circle around to the Coliseum and seek of high school girls? R. Kelly was not the only one. Ladies, if you would like to call in today, whether you're a grandmother or, somebody's auntie and you want to put somebody on blast, just don't say the name. When you were young and tender, you were 15, 16, not even legal yet, and old niggas pulled up to the Coliseum. They had, what were those cars back in the days? The Audis with the skirts. They had the armor all on the tires. Huh? And seek of girls from Jamaica High. I printed out a list. Francis Lewis, August Martin, Martin Van Buren, Springfield Gardens, Andrew Jackson. That's where I went, class of 82. Bayside High School. Beach Channel. That's out in Far Rockaway, Queens. Everybody went to the Coliseum. Everybody went to Jamaica Ave. It's closing down January the 31st. Hey, does anybody have pictures from back in the days? Those pictures, if you do have them, you could have a book or a website or something that is of a historical importance with regards to, again, the most popular, in my opinion, meeting place in the history of hip hop culture, rap music. Yeah. All right, a little bit later, we'll get to a couple of other topics. Supposedly, there is a nor'easter coming. Looks like it's going to hit where I'm at right now in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. Whoa. Get to that, all right? A couple of people sent me some videos. Thank you so much. Something going on with ghost students, a new scam. Okay. Let me take my first caller, but you got to watch the language. Area code 732. You're my first caller. Please watch the language. 2 topics on the table. Good afternoon.
Hey, Star. How's it going?
It's going, sir. How about yourself?
Good. So first thing about Nicki Minaj. I think one thing that people are not understanding is I think only Congress can give citizenship. I don't think a president can unilaterally give someone citizenship because obviously with this gold card or whatever it is, at some point there might be a change in administration, and guess what? They'll probably reverse it.
According to Business Week, Yahoo News, Forbes, and TMZ, it's in motion. Now, whether it gets taken back or not, that's another story, but everybody's reporting that this is a done deal. You a Nicki fan or a Nicki hater?
Neutral. Don't really care for either way.
Okay. Where you from, sir? Where you from?
Jersey.
Okay. Queens get the money, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They try. Yeah.
Is this not a boss move? I'm nobody's fan. I've got a Nicki Minaj diamond plaque, which I might sell for 20 racks in the next 30 days or so. But is this not a boss move? Did she not level up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her for trying what she's doing. Get herself citizenship. Probably help her family.
Married to a bum nigga, right? The bum nigga supposedly, allegedly had something to do with a nigga's jaw getting broke. Cost Nicki damn near $500,000. They were threatening to take her house. Her brother's a low-life piece of shit. Is this not a boss move? Come on.
Sure, maybe get her husband's crimes released. Yeah, sure. Why not? Give it a shot.
Get the nigga off of the registry, the list. I don't know.
Exactly. So he can start hanging out at schools and whatnot. Pick the kids up from school.
Whoa, easy.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how old are you, sir? How old are you?
46.
Okay. Jamaica Coliseum. You've been there? Yes? No?
No, never been there. Nah, never been there. Don't know anything about it, to be honest. Sorry, Star.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate the call, man. Salute.
Salute.
Okay, all right. Says he never been to the Coliseum. Any Queens niggas in that live chat? The Coliseum is closing down. Oh, my God. Salute to the homie DJ Clue. Did you know that the old days of the Star and Buckwild Rise, DJ Clue and Grandmaster Vic were my 2 DJs? I was on a college radio station, Adelphi University, for maybe like 2 months back in the mid-90s. DJ Clue used to pick me and Buckwild up at the Coliseum. And used to drive us out there. I think he was driving it was a Honda something back in the days. And he was just a great businessman then. We always used to meet at the Coliseum, man. A lot of history.
A shopping mall in Queens that defined a generation is closing its doors for good.
Now locals are remembering the after-school hangout that shaped the style and culture of Queens. Elle McLogan has the story from Jamaica.
Over the years, I collect cameras.
Vendor Julian Embrach is packing up 32 years at his mall embroidery stall.
Coliseum Mall has given me a home, put my children through college.
The shopping center is set to close on January 31st. But long before it was a struggling mall, the Coliseum was a landmark of hip-hop culture, immortalized in lyrics and music videos since the 1980s.
I went to Jamaica High School, so this was the place when high school let out.
Came here to get gold teeth, came here to get jewelry. It also taught you how to be tough and for your future life, because you had to really come here and pay attention.
One day, Biz Markie, who's huge to the hip hop culture, he walked in his pajamas.
I get kind of really emotional because it's really going to be gone?
Owners say the Coliseum started as an indoor flea market in 1984 and evolved into a hub for small business.
I've been here 40 years.
Really?
This is part of my life.
40 years.
40 years. This was a piece I made for 50 cents. Original piece.
Since we reopened from the COVID, every month has been in the red.
Manager Thomas Logan told us by phone foot traffic disappeared with the bus terminal across the street. The mall property is now on the market.
But I'm sick about this. I'm saddened about it. The Coliseum is royalty.
Tom Gretsch with the Queens Chamber of Commerce hopes whatever comes next keeps some retail.
To let some of those smaller vendors have a place and a home in there.
So there used to be a barbershop down here. That's where I learned how to play chess.
With his community's help, Taiwan Green, aka Mr. Fingas, is organizing a farewell block party where guests can pose like they did as teens.
You had to come from all over to get a shot right there in front of those famous backdrops.
What do you want people to walk away with from the event?
We make it big and make it great. And then, at least we have something to remember.
This is history, and history must go on.
My customers here, they're pouring in with support.
What comes next is uncertain for Julian Embrach, but he's leaving with a full heart.
The Coliseum Mall, it would live on in our memory.
In Queens, L. McLogan, CBS News, New York.
Florida Boy Jay, good afternoon, sir. Are you there on a Thursday? FBJ.
Nowhere else I'd rather be right now on this Thursday afternoon than the Star Report. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Good to hear from you. I got two topics. Nicki Minaj flaunting a free Trump gold card. Can we start there?
Absolutely. Taking a few days, I know me and you had a discussion yesterday over the phone about this. I want to know, are Black people removing their political ties to her personal agenda for preservation, right? Because when Harry O got let out, people didn't have a problem. When Lil Wayne got let out, when NBA Youngboy got let out, people did not have issues. Most Black entertainers are going to align with the political figures that are in power to get their needs met, right? If she was at risk of losing her home with that $500,000 lien on putting hands on people, if she was at risk of losing her citizenship and getting shipped back to Trinidad, right? What is she supposed to do? I'm removing her being a tether, cooning, saying derogatory things about Black Americans. I'm not removing her responsibility. I'm looking at what was the best and the smartest decision for her in her career, right?
Okay.
I feel like what she did was the smartest decision for the preservation of what is the brand of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Because if she understood, why wouldn't, if she didn't, kiss up to the president, why wouldn't Trump want to target somebody like her and make her the face of ICE and deportation to be like, hey, we'll deport celebrities who don't have their papers straight? She would have been one of the first targets. So honestly,
if I can jump in,
sir.
She thanked people for creating the petition to get her deported. Nicki has been clapping back. There's another video which I may or may not play. I'm sure most people have seen it. She's thanking the haters. She's doubling down on Trump and supporting him. She said he's got God on his side. So, yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Did she make the best move for her brand? I think so. What is she, close to 50? Guys, how old is Nicki Minaj now?
Oh, my God.
She can't be up on stage singing, rapping what she used to rap. And I'm sorry, good. I just wanted to add that. Good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Like I said before, I don't agree with anything she said disparaging Black people, Black Americans. I don't agree with a lot of what she has done in her past.
Right.
But what the move that she just made, to me, I have to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was to maintain her livelihood,
right,
her money, her brand deals, and everything that she has going on. And if Black people across the diaspora, not just Black Americans, but Black people across the diaspora do not have enough power to usurp the American government and protect her, then she has to go to the powers that be and hopefully seek mercy and grace to keep her where she's most comfortable and most profitable. If she did that, just like I said, NBA Youngboy, I didn't hear people say anything about him. He just went on an interview a week or two ago and said, I'm with whatever Trump says. I didn't hear a bunch of people going online, going live about that. I didn't hear people.
Kodak Black, Lil Tunchi, you know. So there's a track record of Trump, you know, supporting these black entertainers. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I'm not going to pick and choose who can benefit off of who is in government, because if she did this while Biden was in office and we didn't have an uproar of black people getting mad, calling her a tether or calling her a political shield, if you weren't going to get mad if she did this during the Biden administration, do not get mad that she's doing it with the Trump administration. Because now you're showing me that you have a bias towards political parties that haven't did anything for us. You just have an issue with Trump and Nicki Minaj, and I'm not going to make people victims who are using strategic practices to preserve themselves in this country. I'm like I told you before, Star. I'm not a...
Stop right there. Wait a minute. Stop right there. Wait.
Yes, sir.
I got a comment on the screen. Star, the Justice Department is about to investigate Cardi B.
As they should.
At the recommendation of Nicki Minaj. That would be hot. That would be hot. Hey, but before I forget, I want you to finish up what you're saying. I saw a female on Instagram. I'm not sure if this is old or new, claiming that some rappers, it may have been Kodak Black, somebody crashed into her vehicle, threatened her, and then ran. You heard anything about that?
I did see that Kodak Black's vehicle was in a car crash, but he wasn't at the scene once police and the cameras pulled up.
Okay. If you find out anything, please let me know, because I was reading the comments and they were saying Kodak Black. Guys, you know what I'm talking about? I'll come back to it later. This is a research edition. I'm sorry. Back to you, Florida Boy Jay. You were saying?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, would I enjoy to see Nicki Minaj deported and kicked out the country and her husband thrown back in a jail and she moves her home? I would enjoy to see that. But if she moved strategic enough to prevent all that from happening, then I have to say business is business.
Okay.
I have to take my emotions out of it and look at it in a logical sense. And she did one of the smartest moves I think she has ever done in her career. And do I agree? No. But the thing that she did that a lot of black people have not done or refuse to do based off of how they're going to look to other black people is negotiate with the people in power to get your advantages, your set-asides, your reparations, whatever you think that you can get. Don't be so attached to the Democrats that you don't, or you're not willing to negotiate with President Trump or the Republican Party to get what you feel like you are deserved as a political group, entity, or ethnicity.
Hold on a second, Florida Boy Jay, on the screen. I love this comment. Nicki needed presidential protection from Jay-Z and Rock Nation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Yes,
I don't want to cut you short. If you have anything more to add to Nicki Minaj and her free Trump gold card, I think she spent close to $300,000 with his program. The gold card cost $1 million. So that's why the reporter is saying it was free. She did not spend $1 million. I'm sure he's pimping her as he should, so he'll get, multiple money back in from putting her out there on the track. And I'm sure she doesn't mind being pimped. But the gold card for corporations is $2 million. Yes, no? Do you know about this? I just want to do my research.
I'm not sure on the numbers.
Okay.
So I don't want to misquote you. I'm going to wrap up and lay my plane with this. Regardless if you like her or not, regardless if she's a tether or not, she's lining the blueprint to negotiate with the president. If you are so politically tied to individuals who never looked out for you, to miss your opportunity to level up, plan up, or get what's owed, then that's your fault. But I cannot get mad at somebody who's negotiating for their own well-being and their own protection and safety.
Yeah.
And I'll sign off on that.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Florida Boy Jay. Salute.
Absolutely. Have a great show.
Hey there, area code 876. Please watch the language. Good afternoon. 876.
Good afternoon, Mr. Star Wagwan.
Is that Crime Skills?
Blind visionary.
Oh, okay. I thought you were someone else. How are you, sir? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, can't complain. In regards to the whole Nicki Minaj thing, as Florida boy Jay stated, you kind of have to take your personal feelings out of this and view it as a strategic move.
Yeah.
And don't hate the players, hate the game.
Hate the game.
The game is the game.
Yeah.
And she's obviously a student of the 48 Laws of Power and the Art of War.
I don't think she's that smart. I think she just did the math and said, I'm getting older. What am I going to do? I've never known her to be a reader, but go ahead.
Valid point. But just like from a strategic standpoint, these are tactics that are used across the board for like anybody with sense. And my whole thing is a majority of the people who have an issue with this would do this if they had her resources and were in her situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't be mad at her. I cannot be mad at her at all. And yeah, she's going to pay a price, but I believe she is basically agreeing to pay the price. She's like, look, it's worth it. And like you stated, she has been stating these kind of views for a while. This is nothing new. And Cardi B, yeah, probably Cardi B needs a kind of worse too. Yeah.
I think Cardi is okay because she gets the bag. Let's not get it twisted. But, I just think that this move needs to be studied because she can no longer sell to that audience that has been supporting her over the decades, if you will. She's married, so she can't talk about, slinging the pussy, yada, yada, yada. She now has got new material, But if you ask me, she's been consistent by way of what she's been putting out, but it has never been scrutinized, nor has she been held accountable for some of her lyrics. Go ahead.
Indeed. And I just thought that, if she jumps on board the weird but very interesting to observe MAGA hip hop train and just pivots to start making a certain kind of music, she can have an entire new demographic of a fan base that will probably give her another diamond plaque.
I disagree. I disagree. I think her rap career is pretty much over. She can do something else other than rap. I mean, look at Queen Latifah. She started singing. I think Nicki may have a lane there, but in terms of rapping, rapping is a very youth-oriented genre. After a certain age, they just don't want to hear from a rapper anymore. Hold on a second. Guys, what is the age that people no longer want to hear from rappers? Would it be 45 or younger? It might be 35. Go ahead, sir. You were saying?
Yeah, I agree. You have a valid point. That makes sense. Yeah. And she is in a good place as far as her resources.
Okay.
She ain't going to go bankrupt for now because she's made pretty wise investments from what I can understand. And this is, again, self-preservation. You cannot be mad at it. If you're mad at it, you're envious and you're telling on yourself.
Right.
And I got so long my plane with that.
Okay. Good to hear from you, sir.
Big respect, boss. Big respect.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, there he is. Rob Lowe tapping in area code 201 on a Thursday. Rob Lowe's at you, sir.
Salute, Star. What's going on?
Hey, man. Are you up to speed? Do you care about the bomb cyclone coming, Nicki Minaj, and the free Trump gold card, or Jamaica Coliseum?
Well, I'll speak on the other two. I don't care about no bomb cyclone. I mean, I don't know why people panicking anyway. New York used to get like 3 feet of snow. And we still went to school.
Gotcha.
So, all of this is just a part of living in New York with the weather. But the Jamaica Coliseum, I mean, farewell, man. I remember the time. The shirt. I had a couple of them airbrush shirts from the Shirt Kings and stuff like that. That's going. That's going way back right there. But the neighborhood can't support they can't support those shops and stores in there because the rent is too high.
Right.
They're trying to gentrify that whole area. They're gonna knock in 15, 20 years, you're not gonna recognize any of that. Remember how you were talking about the The homes in what was that, Far Rockaway?
Well,
they're going to work their way all the way back.
The bungalows in Far Rockaway, which I'm still pissed at myself. I should have bought one back in the mid 80s. But the South Jamaica homes going for, I thought 500,000 was the base price. People are saying 700K is what the average home goes for now in South Jamaica, Queens. Go ahead.
That's how it starts. They're pricing the people out. So the demographics, see, niggas do think, yo, I'm gonna get this by next year. Now, white people think 50 years ahead. You know, they're gonna redo that whole area. It's gonna be a beach town. Give it 20 years. You're gonna definitely see a change. All of those people that are there, them old people, all of that's gonna get pushed out because of the pricing. But yeah, Nicki Minaj, man, I think y'all are giving her way too much credit. Way too much credit. When the answers are much simpler than that.
Okay.
Way simpler. No scientific, no chess moves, no none of that. It's not even chess. Okay. It's not even checkers. It's very simple. She's broke and people don't like her.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's nothing more than that. Rockefeller is not after her. Nobody's after her. Nobody's looking for her. Nobody's trying to do this to her or do that. She has backed herself into a corner.
Right.
That's all it is. This move that she's doing with Trump, you know, when I first heard about it, I thought that it was about the husband. I knew it wasn't about the brother. But then I was like, wait a minute. The husband is actually a citizen. So she's covered for that.
Okay.
This is not about the brother. You can't get the brother off. The crimes are too heinous, and I think that it's an issue of.
Hang on a second. Her brother's crimes are state crimes, if I remember correctly. So it's not like Trump can give him a federal pardon. His crimes are state crimes.
You can't.
Go ahead.
Listen, that's not even on the board for her. Like that's not even registering in her mind to do something like that. He's gone. The crimes that the husband has committed, they are convictions, and I think one of them is red rum. You know, I don't want to say, you know, if you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah.
And he's a convicted PDF. Like there is no removing that.
Okay.
There is no, he doesn't have to register anymore. Like that's not what this is about. What this is about is a money move. She's trying to get money. She's out of money. And it's very plain to see. People, this is not something that you have to research.
Can I jump in, Rob Lowe?
Money for lawyers.
Can I jump in, Rob Lowe?
She can't fight anything.
Rob Lowe, can I jump in?
Yes.
Are you a Nicki?
Absolutely.
Are you a Nicki hater? Did she turn you down once upon a time? Now listen, respectfully, you know, we're entertaining all the bullshit. And you've come
Let's entertain.
Hang on. You've come in taking her head off. I just have to ask, did you have a bad experience with Nicki, respectfully?
No, I never ran into her in the streets. I think when she was on the come up, she was already out of New York. She wasn't in the mix that I was in where I would have ran into her. And I think I'm out of that age group anyway. Like I'm more a little bit further back, like with the little Kim and you know, if I was going to see, like, since we're talking about females, that's the era of people that I was in the street with, not Nicki Minaj.
Gotcha.
She was down south or with, you know, I know she was with Anthony and all of them in South, but she was already down south, I think, at that point when she was actually coming up and making noise. But no, I don't, it's not hate. I mean, I despise her behavior because, you know, it makes her look bad.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to say it makes, you know, beyond the fact that it makes black people look bad, like it's cringeworthy and disgusting, her behavior. That's not about hate to have that type of understanding of someone's behavior. Okay. It's ugly. Okay. But this thing where people are like, she's making a boss move. First of all, in order to make a boss move, you've got to have that mindset. And when you have that mindset, you don't do certain things. The number one thing you don't do is be loud and let people know what you're thinking. That's the first move of a boss. You do not.
Can I ask you one more question, Rob Lowe? Stay with me. I want you to express yourself freely. Did you see Nicki when she walked up to the podium? She was talking like a slave. Hello, I don't know what to say. I mean, I've never seen her that, humbled before. Did she?
I don't think.
Hang on, Rob. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Did she play her position to get what she wanted, whether she's ignorant or not, whether she is a tether or not? And I do think she's a tether. But did she play her position to get what she wanted? That's all we're saying.
Did she play her position? I don't necessarily think that she's coming from a position. I think that it's more posturing.
Okay.
She's trying to gain favor off of what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's not what it looks like, because see, the second thing of a boss, and it's not really the second thing, it's just the second thing I'm going to mention, is that when it's time to express yourself, you have to be able to articulate what it is exactly that you're doing. She's not even writing speeches. There's nobody there. First of all, okay, forget about her writing a speech.
Right.
There's nobody writing a speech for her.
That's right. Yeah. Rob, she had on the wrong outfit. She was not dressing like a conservative. You're right. And she didn't have a speech writer. But that was a boss move, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Now, with that being said, what you just said, we mentioned she doesn't have a speechwriter. She's not writing her own speech. She can't articulate herself. She's wearing the wrong clothes. All of that matters. That means that you have no team. Your house almost got taken. That means that you don't have lawyers. You don't even have someone on retainer. You don't even say, look, here's $10,000. Can you just go in there and just slow this down or delay it until I could get some type of representation?
Yeah.
This is bad.
Okay.
This is real bad.
All right.
This speaks to me that the only reason why she did that was because Cardi B did it. That's number one, because of Rock Nation.
Yeah.
If you dig into what the Rock Nation, her whole gripe about Rock Nation, it's not a secret that.
Well, hang on, Rob. You already dismissed the whole Rock Nation conspiracy thing, so let's not go there. Okay, so you've said it's not a boss move. I respect that. Is it a power move? Objectively speaking, it's a power move.
It is a power move. There's no hate involved. That's a power move. See, look.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many of the walls have fallen down and the roof collapsing in on her legacy and her career and all of that, she was still able to crawl out of the rubble and somehow fall into this mix.
Yeah.
Now, if like you said, if you're gonna study this, you have to study how people complain about not being able to do things, or nobody likes black people, or we can't get what we trying to get. We got to get it out the mud.
Right.
No, man, what you need to do is you need to organize whatever resources or connections or networking that you have, because if she can stumble into this place, now, mind you, people think that she's an illegal alien. Even that, if she stumbled all the way up that ladder, people really think that she's doing that because she's an illegal citizen. No, she's not.
Rob, I need you to land your plane. I'm getting backed up.
All the way up that ladder.
I'm getting backed up on calls. Rob, land your plane. I'm backed up on calls, please.
I'm landing a plane right here. This is not a boss move. Stop being impressed by somebody doing something and you don't understand the metric of what they're doing. Really, she's just making a fool out of herself. Plan landed. Landed.
Thank
Salute,
you, man.
Star.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Is that the birthday man tapping in? Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. That's hey, listen. I listen. I just sent you a donation and you said my real name, man.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Should I? Let's not mention the donation that you sent, and I try to read people's donations. Aladdin, what's going on with you, man? Is today your birthday?
Yeah. Today's my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm 45. You know what I mean? And we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Let's go.
But yeah, I wanted to, because I sent it in. You said my real name. I'm like, oh, come on, man. But with the topics, I'll be honest with you. You know me. I don't really have anything to say about them. I'm just listening. I just wanted to call you, tell you that. I'll call back on another show.
Well, hang on, Aladdin. Hold on a second. Jamaica Coliseum closing down January the 31st. You've been there, yes?
No, that's the thing. I haven't. I was born in 81. I'm from Harlem.
Okay.
And the only thing I know about the Coliseum is that's where Biggie used to get his Jesus pieces from.
Every rapper from Queens used to hang out at the Coliseum. LL Cool J and everybody else. Everybody.
Yeah, Coliseum Jury. Yeah, Noriega, Clue, everybody.
Yep.
Biggie rapped about his getting his jury from the Coliseum in one of his songs.
Yeah.
It's an iconic.
He's not the only one, Aladdin. Biggie's a Brooklyn nigga. Salute to Brooklyn niggas. But we're talking about the Coliseum. The hottest bitches in the whole borough of Queens used to hang out at least go to the Coliseum at one point. You've never been there. Wow.
Yeah, because I'm from Harlem. The Coliseum is like they 125th Street in Harlem.
Hotter bitches in Queens on Jamaica Ave. In comparison, 125th Street, with all due respect, they had smut bitches on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, you're right.
Smut bitches.
You're right. Come on. Harlem, 125th Street is surrounded by three different projects.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get no great variety around that at all.
Smut bitches.
But yeah, the Coliseum was a very popular part of 90s hip hop. Yeah. Very, very popular.
80s hip hop as well. Okay, listen, Aladdin, I gotta go, man, because you never been there. Salute, man. We'll talk later. Salute.
All right, cool.
Area code 347. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. 347. You there?
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
This is Mr. Fingers. Yeah, this is Mr. Fingers from the Jamaica Avenue project. We're trying to put together that show on February 21st.
What's going on with you, man? Okay. Yeah, listen.
Not much, man. My people told me that you was talking about it, so I had to get into it with you, man.
Absolutely. Let me get this back on my screen. Hold on a second. Have we met before? Because, listen, I've been an old Coliseum supporter, Jamaica Ave back in the days. I was born in 64. I'm as old as dust. Tell us.
I mean, I was a fan of you when I was a kid, when you was on Hot and all that. Okay. And I was signed to Murder Inc. So I did Holla Holla for Ja Rule, my party for Fabulous, and records like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about the event, January 31st. Where's it going to be?
It's going to be inside the Coliseum. It's going to be outside. We're going to have the whole block. Okay. I want to shout out my man, $2 Dave, he's involved with me. Sergeant Faison from 103rd Precinct, she's down with it. And my man Aaron James, he's down with it. So like, we're gonna have the whole block. We're gonna get some free haircuts for the kids. We're gonna have a game truck out there outside. We're gonna have a DJ inside. We're gonna have some of the elected officials. We're gonna have a lot of walkthroughs. Hall of Fame is gonna be there. We have the reunion of Shirt Kings, the whole Shirt King family together for the first time. Yeah.
Stop right there. Stop right crazy, there. For people who don't know the history of Shirt Kings. What was it? 86 or 87? When did Shirt Kings officially launch inside the Coliseum?
1986. My man Shirt King Fade, he used to do graffiti out on the streets, and he had the idea, not that anybody wasn't doing it before, but they just took it to the next level. Doing the graffiti on the t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Next level, you know what I'm saying, with the airbrushing. So they used the airbrushing technique. And then he got a whole family, him, Nike, shout out to Tybo, shout out to the whole collective.
All right, so we don't do shout outs. You know we don't do shouts, but just say you want to acknowledge.
Oh, my bad.
You want to acknowledge people.
My bad, family.
No, that's okay, right. So listen, the 31st, which is this Saturday, right? This Saturday.
Yes.
Now, is there another location just in case you get caught up in the supposed cyclone coming up to New York City, more snow, or is this rain, sleet, or snow on the 31st?
Well, Well, the event that we're doing is going to be on the 21st, so we're going to reopen the Coliseum on the 21st of February.
Okay.
So February 21st is the day that we're having our event. I'm going to go by rain sleeve on the 31st to say goodbye myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to be there live. But the event that we're having, rain sleeve slow, we're going to be out there inside and outside the building.
So you will be there on the 31st, though?
I will be there myself on the 31st saying goodbye to the vendors, trying to get some foot traffic in there for them. We want to send them out the right way.
Okay. Will you be filming? Will you be taking pictures? Because this is a historical, a closing, man. I mean, people do understand the significance, the importance of the Coliseum. Are you going to be documenting this? Do you have a documentary you're working on?
Absolutely. So we're working on a documentary of the whole event and the whole thing. And I've been documenting this whole block since May of last year. So if you've seen some of my videos on my social media, even when I announced the Coliseum going out of business, I got 20,000 likes on that. And then we just made the news. So we was on CBS News last night. So things of that nature. So yeah, we out there.
Let me put my email address on the screen. Send me whatever you got. If you can send me a good quality picture of your banner, I'll put that in my community section. There is so much history with regards to the Coliseum. Again, not just people from Queens, but every borough. You had to go to the Coliseum at least once. So now, what is
not even every borough, like all over the world, because people used to drive from North Carolina for clue tapes and stuff like that.
Right. So what is the plan after it's sold? Are they going to demolish it? Are they going to put a high rise? What are they doing?
So from my understanding, the son and the father are trying to decide exactly what they want to do with the building. Do they want to repurpose the building? Do they want to gut it out? But whatever they're going to do, it can't be a high-rise building because of the foundation of the building, so it can't go past 5 stories.
Okay.
So it'll be probably a multi-purpose unit moving forward. So it'll be something familiar to the other stuff that's happening. If you see what's happening in Jamaica.
Can I take a guess?
Similar to that.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah. Go ahead.
A 5-story hotel. I mean, they're already putting hotels with it, Sutton Boulevard and all over the place. They've got hotels going up. So that would be my guess in conjunction with the airport, with regards to the airports. And that would be the most sensible thing. Yes, no, because people are not looking to rent offices anymore, in my opinion. What say you?
Right.
A hotel.
So I think there's going to be a luxury, not hotel, but a luxury units like across the street. That's what they're going to do with the terminal. The terminal got broken down, so that's going to be luxury, and a new bus terminal is going to be attached to it. So it's going to be something similar to that with some commercial activity downstairs. Right. So it'll probably be like a grocery store, supermarket, or something like that, and maybe things of that nature. Okay. But we got to find a place for our mom and pop stores to go, somewhere that they can afford the rent, because that's the problem. They can't afford the rent.
In my opinion,
that's what we need to do.
In my opinion, the days of the mom and pop stores are over. It's all online now. I mean, I say that with all due respect. It's different now. I mean, and everybody has become a slave to online shopping. What once was a beautiful thing. Nothing to be embarrassed about, nothing to be sad or mad about. It had its run, the Coliseum. My email address is on the screen, man. Send me what you got. And you go by Mr. Fingers, you said, right?
That's right, Mr. Fingers. That's right.
All right. Email me when you get time. Thank you for calling in, man. And anything else we forgot with regards to historical reference? I referenced everybody from the different high schools. And I don't want to get too crazy, but, you had a lot of guys who used to go there in seek of, females and,
Yeah, they did.
R. Kelly wasn't the only one.
Nah, kid. It was going down. Mostly on the rooftop.
Right.
On the rooftop, it was going crazy.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Salute. Thank you for tapping in.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Take care, man. Peace.
All right, peace.
Good afternoon. Thank you for watching Fox Weather. Right now it is 4 o'clock in the east, 1 in the west. I'm Jane Minar in for Ian Oliver, and this is Fox Weather Now. We've got a looming nor'easter that is set to impact this weekend. Look at this bomb cyclone. Yes, we're talking a deepening area of low pressure that is going to bring with it intense wind, intense wave energy, and the risk of coastal flooding from the mid-Atlantic, perhaps up into New England. But there's still a lot that we don't know at this time frame, which, by the way, is not uncommon, right? We are still a good 3+ days out from seeing this storm really begin to evolve. But for the Carolinas, we have growing confidence here that major snow is expected to move in, and we are expecting to see, I think, a pretty significant coastal flooding threat across parts of the Carolinas Outer Banks. A little farther up the coast, Baltimore, Maryland, look at the icing over of the Potomac. And then as we continue north on the I-95 corridor, New York City, that's where things start to get a little gray in what we are going to see happen. But in the Carolinas, we could see scenes just like this. Now, of course, this was from October, hurricane season. At least 16 oceanfront homes collapsed last year as high winds and rough seas battered the coast. This from a series of hurricanes, powerful storms that tracked hundreds of miles away from the coast, but all that wave energy impacting these vulnerable homes and structures. We watch this in real time, right? And so the message here is that when we covered that as a top headline for weeks on Fox Weather through the end of the summer into the beginning of fall, that was not just a hurricane season story. In fact, it's a coastal story that lingers all year long and can once again be heightened with the threat of nor'easters. And we have that very threat unfolding as we head into Saturday and Sunday. This area of low pressure expected to rapidly strengthen off the mid-Atlantic coast. With that, it's going to spread snow, it's going to spread wind and coastal impacts along the eastern shores of the Carolinas and up into parts of the Delmarva. Confidence for our northeast impact.
Peace, King Simon. Good afternoon, sir. Are you there?
Peace.
King Simon.
Peace. Can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Loud and clear. I got so much stuff on the table here. Where do you want to start, King Simon?
The Coliseum, man. I grew up around there, man. That was one of my promotional places, you know, running. I used to be at the Q Club and do promotions over there. So yeah, I was just there in December, so I'm surprised. Wow. I'm like, okay, Coliseum going. That's where my flyers everywhere, man. I promote probably thousands and thousands of flyers, dealing with the vendors over there and all of that. So I know the place very well.
I'm not sitting here as if it's so sad. I mean, time moves on. I mean, but it's historical impact. I hope that people have pictures and have documented it, because there needs to be books, there needs to be films to show, I mean, a lot of cultural pride and significance, not just FBA, but Caribbean people as well. Yes?
Yes. That area there, Jamaica Avenue, that, you know, it's not too far from where I used to train martial arts too, right up the block, JPAC and all them places there. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, this is going to be interesting knowing that it's going to be gone. I hope they do something well with it, do something, you know, VP is not too far from there either. VP Records.
VP Records. VP Records.
Yeah, we was over there, man. So, you know, looking at that, this is going to be a very interesting, because I was just walking through there, man. I went to use the bathroom in there in December, all of that. So I was just there when I came into town. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's a thing of the past. Again, I'm guessing a hotel is going to go up there, because the hotels are popping up all around the goddamn airports. I mean, it makes sense to me. And I don't think that there's not going to be some new designated place like the Coliseum or even Jamaica Ave. Those days are gone. Yes, I mean, people they're not looking for brick and mortar stores to purchase things anymore. Right or wrong?
You're right, and they're removing the vendors off of the street also. Yeah. They removed many of the vendors from off the street, and the movie theater's right there. So if they do set up a nice little hotel, movie theater's right there, all of that. Jamaica Performing Arts Center up the block, and, you know, you got the courthouse around there. Whatever you're going to do, they've been changing it up over the years. I've been noticing it for the last 15 years. So it is happening. It is happening. So, but yeah, do what you got to do, Star, man. Thank you very much for letting me come on.
Hang on now. Before you go, King Simon, you are of Jamaican descent, heritage.
Right.
You and people from Trinidad and Tobago have been clashing for centuries. Are you hating on Nicki Minaj, who made a power move? She leveled up. She bossed up. Are you hating? She got herself a gold card, King Simon.
No, I'm not hating on her. Let her do her thing. I mean, I don't support Nicki as much as, her music that much, only if I hear it in the club back in the day. But if that's what she needs to do, that's what she needs to do. I've never been into the politics of things, so let her do what she do. If that's what she needs to save her family and what's going on in her circle, let her do what she has to do. But she has to be very careful that the people that support her won't be with her anymore. That's what's going to be a problem if it's coming to money and finance. But people still listen. They're still listening to R. Kelly too. So it is what it is.
I think this is a clear signal from her that it's time to get rid of the bum niggas, the leeches, the goofies, those who just can't keep up. Because with that type of notoriety, you have to shed skin every once in a while. You gotta. You can't feed niggas for the rest of your life. You can't keep investing in bums. Scallywags. Scatow bitches. You can't keep right. That's going very far back. You can't keep putting good money to bad. So this is a power move, in my opinion. But final words, King Simon.
Yes, Trump is hooking her up, man. I mean, you're a big Trump supporter. I've never been a supporter for politics, period. But that's a real big power move on her part, man. Yeah. Very big power move.
Yeah. Power move.
I'm glad she's doing whatever she got to do to secure her bag for her family. Do what she has to do.
Okay. Good to talk to you. Peace, King Simon.
All right. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Hey, good afternoon. Area code 848. Are you there? 848.
What's good, Star?
Yes, sir. How are you? Please turn that down in the background.
Yeah. Hold on. 1 second. Hey, with the Nicki thing.
Yes, sir. Nicki thing.
You hit it. You hit it right on the nose. She's doing this for her brother and her husband.
Yeah.
She's looking for the pardon. That's all she's doing.
Yeah. Wouldn't you, sir? Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You might be the first one to ever mention that. Every blogger never.
No, I'm sure many people have been saying this long before me. She's doing it because she's got a husband, his record, which we know very well, her brother. But Trump can't
doing life.
Trump can't do nothing about the brother. Although the governor, maybe Trump can holler at New York State governor. Maybe work something out. So yeah, she's doing it for the family. So this is what. Go ahead.
Yeah, and don't forget, he looked out for Wizzy, Wayne. He pardoned him.
Yeah, Kodak Black, all these niggas, man.
Yep.
NBA young boy.
Yep. Money talk, you know that, Star. Yeah. Money talk, man.
Sir, do you remember? I don't know how old you are, but listen. Trump was supporting Michael Jackson back in the days when people were trying to kick his back in. Trump was holding him down, right or wrong.
I'm 54. I remember the Tropicana with the boxing matches.
No, I'm talking about when Michael Jackson was going through that whole situation with the boy and court. Trump said, "Stay at my place for free." Trump went to court on behalf of Michael Jackson. Went to the court, to the trial. Come on.
Yeah, I never knew that one.
Yeah. Trump's a real nigga, sir. So Nicki's doing what she got to do. But go ahead. I don't want to speak for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Just wanted to call to trim on that real quick. That people hate for what? Yeah. You'll do the same thing for your family members.
Yep. Niggas stay hating, don't they? Don't niggas stay hating?
Of course, that like they said, black on black.
I appreciate
you know that they stay hating that they be hating at each other. You know how that go.
Hey, are you from the New York tri-state?
Jersey.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Salute.
Hi, Star.
Yes, sir. Hey there. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? It's Thursday afternoon. Research edition.
Good afternoon, Star. Detroit Ziggy.
Hey,
calling
man.
in. How are you?
Good to hear from you. Where do you want to start, Detroit Ziggy?
Star, you brought up the Bronx. You brought up Harlem. Are you?
I haven't played the video. I haven't played the video yet, but yeah, I'm going to go back because, you know, I do a lot of research, and I was watching. It must have been 6 or 7 videos, and the square mileage of the buildings in the 70s and the 80s, just it's incredible that something happened once upon a time in New York State, and it is, you know, for the most part, bounced back. I don't think we'll ever see such a war zone like that again. Any knowledge with regards to the Bronx before I play the video?
Oh, absolutely, Star. And you can refer to YouTube, which you can play these videos, Star. And Ronald Reagan was campaigning in the Bronx in 1980, and he was in front of a lot of angry residents there. And Star, the background looked like Iraq.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you can't blame Ronald Reagan. I mean,
no, he wasn't even president, Star. Yeah. And let's give Ronald Reagan an applause for being a master manipulator. He was once an actor, correct, Star?
That was my guy.
And then what? Yeah, it's true fact. And then Star, correct me if I'm wrong. Was he or was he not the governor of the California Golden State, correct?
Yes. He straightened out the Black Panthers. Run around with guns? Oh, hell no.
Yes. Yeah. And, you know, Star, he is regarded as one of the greatest presidents in these United States.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
And Star, here's what people don't know about the political game, because he was a master manipulator too. He knew the only way he could win the Golden State, Star, was to run as a Democrat.
Want to hang on a second, Detroit Ziggy? We're going all over the place. I want to bring it back.
No,
hang on.
I am going to bring it back.
Well, listen, I haven't even played the video. I haven't played the video yet. I want to take my time. You want to? It's going to be at least 5 minutes. You want to hang on or call back? Let me play the video first.
I will absolutely hang on. And
okay.
Thank you for having me.
Stay there.
Thank you.
Stay there. Okay.
The skyline of Manhattan with its Empire State Building and its canyons of skyscrapers. The real estate here is some of the most expensive in the world. Just a few minutes away, unseen by most visitors, lies a section of New York that has become an international symbol of urban decay. The South Bronx, 500 acres littered with devastated buildings and rubble, 50,000 apartments abandoned. It recalls Dresden after the bombing, London after the Blitz. But no enemy bombs destroyed this section of New York City. From the high-rent district of Manhattan to the South Bronx is only a 15-minute ride by subway. In the South Bronx, 3,000 buildings stand empty. Tin sheets and cinder blocks have been inserted into the doors and windows in a vain effort to keep thieves and squatters out. Almost 500,000 people still live on these streets. And yet the decay continues to spread from building to building, from block to block. "30 years ago, the Bronx was a mecca for the white middle class. The streets were lined with trees, apartments were solid, and rents were reasonable and strictly controlled. The Bronx called itself the borough without slums and thought itself invulnerable. The decline was swift, but it began innocently with a plan to provide housing for New York's poor. When these massive housing projects went up, the Jews, the Irish, and the Italians began to move out. The South Bronx became a ghetto of the very poor, who were mainly black and Puerto Rican. They were dropped down like pawns on a giant chessboard, and when their neighborhood began to decay rapidly, they felt powerless to stop it. It started in the 60s with inflation. Landlords found that the rents their tenants paid no longer covered the costs of running their buildings. So the landlords stopped doing repairs. In some cases, stopped heating and lighting their buildings. And so tenants refused to pay their rents. Mary Johnson and her 4-year-old daughter live on the 4th floor of a building which has had no heat or repairs in over a year.
In the kitchen is a broken window. Here, it's been broke for several months. And the gas, it burns 24 hours a day. And my Con Ed bill is sky high. I can't even pay it half of the time. Half of the times we don't have no water. There's rats in here the size of a cat. And I really don't know what to do no more. I'm going to try some of everything. I just don't know what else to do. In here, it was raining one day and this fell. And when it rained outside, it rains in here all down inside the wall. So my sister heard some water like it was coming down. And she came in here and snatched the kids out of here. Just as she got them out, this fell. And it's been like this ever since the summer, around June.
This winter, temperatures in Mary's apartment dropped below freezing, and she fears for her daughter's health. If she's lucky, the welfare department will move Mary and her family out. Her building will eventually fall, like thousands of others in the South Bronx, into decay. With no one to pay rent, landlords let garbage accumulate in their courtyard, let graffiti cover the walls, let broken windows go unmended. Then they walk away. There's no one to pay taxes, so the city government has claimed half these buildings, but it cannot afford to make them livable. Many have been torn down. In some places, the money runs out before the job is done.
That's it. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You know, sometimes you're reminded of something, and then you look at where things are now. And if you're not, my age or in your 50s, you may not know the history of the Bronx. And it has bounced back. That video that you just watched was not a representation of the entire Bronx, but did you hear how many acres she said that video affected? Acres, not just one or two neighborhoods. Detroit Ziggy, are you there? Did you see the video that I just played? Detroit Ziggy.
I am not watching, Star. I'm on my phone, but I can almost guarantee you I've seen a portion of that. I love going back to those old videos, and some places in today's Star, it's the same verbiage in the same hood, right? And it's still going on. Like you take, for example, like a Gary Indian.
Oh, hang on a second. No. My point is,
good.
There's no place that I know of in the history of modern America like the Bronx, such a war zone. To hell with Detroit. Absolutely. To hell with Detroit, Chicago, and those other cities. New York is still the number one market, and to see areas like that, acres and acres of property just be, I don't know, just decimated. And to see where it is now, it just makes me say, wow, that was by design. But listen, I got other calls. Go ahead, land your plane quickly, please.
I think, you, like you just said, let's reflect on counting your blessings and how people live today. And you had to have tough skin growing up in those neighborhoods in the Bronx back then, huh, Star?
I don't know. I'm not from the
right.
Bronx. I'm not from the Bronx.
Well, again, I mean, as the footage shows, it was a different time, and I think we got to blame politicians and some of the legislature, Star, that was written and that caused a lot of this social anxiety and downfall in America.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Salute.
Have a nice day.
Detroit Ziggy. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I just, looking back, the Bronx, pardon me, is such a unique place. That's all. Such a unique place. Let me go to, wait a minute. Rory. Whoa. The white Denzel.
Yo, what's going on?
Well, can you talk without profanity this afternoon, because this is a research show. I know you.
I could give it my best try.
Okay,
I could give it my best shot.
You're from the BX. Sit tight, because there's one caller ahead of you. Sit tight. Sit tight. Area code 518. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? Please watch the language. 518.
Peace.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, man. I just had to tap in. I just wanted to say, man, I don't care what nobody say, man. Donald Trump is the big homie, man.
Okay.
I got a lot of love for Donald Trump, man. And he get a lot of love in the black community, even though they don't portray it that way. So I had to call in and say big ups to the big homie, Donald T. Dog Trump, man. That's all.
Okay. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Okay. All right. Back to you, Rory. So now listen, I don't really have an objective here with regards to the video that I played. I was just, thinking out loud. This is a research edition, and I've been doing my own little personal research, with regards to the Bronx and what happened, where it is now. You're born and raised in the Bronx, though, yes?
Yes, I was born right that era right there.
Okay.
Where they were showing, I would have been about 5 or 6 years old. What was that, 82? Something like that.
Okay.
83. Yeah, I remember the Bronx being messed up. I mean, like I told you, I was happy to move out of there when I did. I got good memories of there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm in New York. I'm proud of the Bronx. You used to be able to go down to Yankee Stadium for real cheap, get the bleacher seats, stuff you can't do anymore. But even like they said in the video, I'm not making this up. The blacks and the Hispanic and Puerto Ricans ruined the Bronx. That's what ruined the Bronx. There's too many projects in one borough. The projects are too big. They're 26 stories, 16 buildings, and that's just one set of projects. It could be another set of projects across the.
I'm gonna jump in early, and when you're saying something that is not necessarily right and exact, I am going to call you out. Blacks and Hispanics didn't own the buildings. And the reason why I played that particular video is because recession and inflation, well, more so inflation, is what tipped the scale. And the landlords, blacks and Hispanics were not landlords. The landlords let those buildings go. The landlords are the ones who didn't want to pay to have those buildings upgraded. Yes, not blacks and Hispanics.
What the city went bankrupt right before that. Remember, and we couldn't get a bailout, and they allowed the city to go bankrupt. So a lot of those buildings that were getting like tax abatements and federal help, state help, they weren't getting it anymore. Because there's a lot of Section 8 in the Bronx. Even besides public housing, a lot of the apartment buildings are Section 8 and stuff. People don't know the Bronx has some of the most beautiful buildings and apartments in the whole city. They're the biggest apartments by far, and a lot of them were built by Italian masons in the turn of the century. If you know architecture, the Grand Concourse.
I'm going to jump in.
No.
I'm going to jump in. I know you were born and raised in the Bronx, but, you didn't answer my question. And let me ask you, what bailouts are you talking about? No bailouts back then.
Wasn't it like Mayor Lindsay was asking the federal government to bail out New York City? They went bankrupt. It was right in like the late 70s.
There were no bailouts.
And
hang on.
They were trying to get bailed out.
Hang on. There were no bailouts, number one. And inflation is what tipped the scale. Now, we can sit here and talk about, public officials, politicians, and what caused inflation. But I'm talking about...
Oh, no, I said the blacks and the Puerto Ricans ruined the Bronx. I stick to that. The lady in the video said it. She said the Irish...
Hang on. I let you speak. Hold on. I let you speak. The landlords had the power. The landlords, here's a fact. The landlords were paying people to set their buildings on fire to get the insurance money. Yes? I mean, that's a proven fact.
Yes, that's true. Because they weren't paying the rent. Why do you think they wanted to burn the buildings? The lazy-ass Puerto Ricans weren't paying no rent.
Oh, my God.
And the blacks was paying no rent. So the landlord said, "What am I gonna do here? I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for this shit." And then,
whoa, Rory, listen to me. Watch the language. Again.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. When you give me your A game, I appreciate it. So let's bring the language down. Now let's be careful with the direction you went the other night. But let me ask you. Are you giving the Jew landlords a pass? You're going to blame the blacks and Puerto Ricans, but you're going to give the Jew landlords a pass?
Yeah. I'm giving the Jew landlord a pass.
Okay, I gotta go. Land your plane. You got 15 seconds. I gotta get you out of here.
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. She's the best. She knows Trump is the first hip hop president of America. Right. He's also the first real black president for Americans, black Americans.
He's a nigger. Trump's a nigger.
Yeah, he's the one that's partying all the drug dealers and the kingpins with the First Step Act. Right. You know what I mean? So she ain't stupid, and she's a typical tether. She would rather be anywhere where white people are than her own country or own culture. Okay. Just like every other immigrant.
Easy. Okay, listen.
Brown and black immigrant.
I gotta go. Listen, you've said enough. And what's today? Today is January the 29th, Thursday afternoon. You gave the Jew landlords a pass. We're gonna take note to that. Good to talk to you. Let's get him out of here. Whoa. I don't believe that. He was talking reckless about the small hats. You guys remember the other night? Peace, the Most High. Good afternoon, sir. This is a research edition. What do you want to start? The Most High.
Star, peace.
Peace. How are you?
So this little Donald Trump, Nicki Minaj situation, or Nicki Minaj, Donald Trump, it looked like on some Queens Get the Money or Queens Stick Together type vibe, because ain't he from Queens too originally?
That's what I said earlier. Queens get the money. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah.
Son, I mean, that's kind of what it looks like right there. To me personally, it's a pathetic attempt. A lot of these rappers who was up about a decade ago or had their time to shine, in today's climate, there's not a lot of money in the music industry. I don't know if her fan base is as rabid as it once was. I think a lot of these rappers are losing money, and hip hop isn't even about the music anymore. It's about the clout.
Right.
It's about telling old stories. It's about who you can align yourself with now to get a bag or whatever the case is. But it's not about your personal talent. It's not about your brand as an artist per se. Right. It's about how you were able to finesse things in the modern times and keep your name up and keep your little bag going type vibes.
Yeah. I'm Googling something, but go ahead.
So that's that. Also too, in terms of the Bronx, so if in the documentary or the clip that you just showed, it clearly stated what was going on there. And if inflation,
right.
So if inflation was, the inspiration or the reasoning why landlords started,
the tipping point.
Those would probably look
the tipping point.
The tipping point. Pause. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So if landlords I think landlords from the beginning were looking at blacks and Latinos as the underclass or as subhuman, if you want to look at it like that. I don't think they ever intended to do anything else but collect the money and not pay for repairs or improvements on the properties or whatever. Yeah. I don't think they ever looked at their tenants as human beings. You know what I'm saying? So I think they wanted to make as much money, profit as much money as they could from old ass buildings that were not being kept up to date and maintained over time. And then once we got past Jim Crow and civil rights, and things started to equal out in terms of like blacks being able to and even Latinos too get more opportunities in the job spaces and careers and occupations or whatever, then things started to change. But obviously, to me, I don't know why you want to blame blacks and Puerto Ricans. If the city went bankrupt,
Oh, that was Rory.
Landlord,
Hold on. That was Rory.
no, I'm sorry. So whoever said it. So
Rory,
if anybody wants to blame blacks and Puerto Ricans, which they shouldn't, right? Over time, you can't blame people for not improving their behavior and improving their financial situation as a whole over time. But not everybody is poor. Not everybody has a broke ass mentality. So you can't put the whole race or nationality in that same.
If I can jump in for a second, the Most High, where are you from? I forget.
From Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn. Okay. I was just doing research and I started to think about it. Wow, the Bronx, and then when I saw the amount of acres that were affected by those buildings, and I think the number was 50,000 units. 50,000 units. We're never going to see something like that again in modern history. And I just, again, doing my own little research and documenting things. What a turnaround in a relatively short period of time. So that makes me look at politicians, greed, and thieves, not necessarily, as you just said, the people who are caught up in those conditions. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Facts. So what I was going to say was, it doesn't sound like blacks and Puerto Ricans messed the Bronx up. It sounded like white men who were in control started messing up the money. They was messing up our tax dollars that we was giving up to government. Right. They was messing that up, right? Yeah. And that means that the landlords who own the properties weren't acting in good faith or as human beings or as good businessmen and taking care of their properties for their tenants. So let's start there. Because if you think about it, if that footage was in the 70s or whatever the case is, we were barely a decade into civil rights and, improvements in terms of like opportunities for us to be making money to afford rent or to improve our quality of life. So let's stop that. I'm already tired of that narrative already, man. And actually, projects like Bronxdale projects, which is supposedly sort of my old projects, those were great places to live in the beginning. In the very, very beginning, in the 60s or late 50s and the 60s when they were open, a lot of these housing projects were high rises that were were better living conditions than the tenants had prior. Right. So let's not make it look like blacks and Puerto Ricans tore it up or whatever. It's certain people who mess up money and want to call stealing by other names, embezzlement, mismanagement of funds. Nigga, you were stealing. Stop it.
Hey, man, anything else with regards to the topics here? Hold on a second. I had this on the screen earlier. The Coliseum closing down. Were you a person who back in the days went to the Coliseum, the Most High?
Yo, Star, a lot of my classmates in school, I went to school in Queens, but a lot of my classmates was from South Side, St. Albans, Laurelton, all that, right? I used to hang out there 1 or 2 times. I had no business being out there other than I was hanging with my homies from school. It was a great place to hang. It was a lot of There was a lot of activity going on over there. A lot of excitement. You can get shot. You can rob somebody. You could get robbed. You could get jumped. You could jump somebody. You could see rappers hang out in the food court. See a lot of girls.
If I can jump in, right there, people getting jumped. I mean, listen, I wasn't there all the time, but I didn't see that or hear about that too often. That says a lot about people from the 80s and the 90s, under the urban or hip hop genre umbrella, if you will. Today, you see people getting jumped, wilding and all sorts of stuff like that. There were fights, yes, but that didn't happen all the time. Now that you mention that, yes, no?
Nah, no question. Absolutely no question. It was very volatile. And think about it. There was a lot of dudes at that time, even at a young age, high school, that was getting a lot of money. Right. So late 80s, early 90s, you know what I'm saying? Guys was a little bit more volatile. The stakes was a little bit more high. Again, like Shirt Kings, dudes was going to the Shirt Kings, getting custom made, animated shirts or whatever the case is. So it was a meeting place for all of like Eastern Queens. And, some parts of Brooklyn or whatever, but it was the place to be. I'm not going to lie. I just came from there a couple of hours ago. It's not the Coliseum no more. It's the Mausoleum. Right. So sad day, man. Yeah. Sad day. Same thing with Aubrey Square. It's a sad day. Era is over.
Hey, man, good to talk to you. The Most High. Peace.
Yo, Rory, brush your teeth, man.
All right. Salute. Okay.
Salute.
Hang on a second. Number 9, thank you for your donation. People of color are victims. Typical talking points. Number 9, do you want to call in? I can't believe Rory tried to blame blacks and Hispanics for the decay and the fall of the Bronx. Oh, my goodness. Guys, don't ever let him forget that. Area code 718, please watch the language. Research edition. Got a few topics on the table. Are you there? 718.
Yes, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Where do you want to start, sir?
I wanted to start about, I'm actually in the Bronx right now. I'm in Tremont Avenue.
Okay.
And Rory didn't tell no lies. He spoke the truth. The Spanish and the black destroyed. They destroyed the Bronx. It was actually the small hats that really destroyed it. They had all the nice apartments on the concourse.
Well, hang on a second. Hang on now. First you said Rory told no lies, blacks and Hispanics, and then you said the landlords. Which one is it, sir? Which one?
No, the Jewish people lived with us in the Bronx. They had all the nice apartments on the concourse. If they would have never moved out of those nice buildings, the blacks and the Spanish would have never moved in.
Hispanic, sir. Hispanic. You don't have too many people from Spain in the New York tri-state. Hispanics. But hang on a second. What's your... okay, so it's early afternoon. Please watch the language. Please, it's early afternoon.
I'm sorry.
What is your racial makeup? What's your racial makeup?
I'm Irish.
Okay. And you lived in the Bronx at some point?
Yes, I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Okay. And at what age did your family move out, respectfully?
My family's actually still here. They're in Woodlawn.
Okay, but you moved out, or you moved away from blacks and Hispanics?
Yes. I seen what happened to my own neighborhood.
Come on.
I seen my own neighborhood get destroyed. I seen them Indians moving in. I went to jail at 12 years old for Spofford for beating the foreigners up. I lived through it. I see my whole neighborhood. My neighborhood had about we in the world's book records. We had the most bars in my neighborhood, so it was all Irish, only Irish up there. And then we seen the neighborhood change and started getting, darker and darker. It's Puerto Rican first, and then they had white liberal families getting apartments in the Bronx in the nice white neighborhoods, and black families were moving in. But it was like, it would be a white family that would go down to the super and get the apartment. But then when it was time to move in, it would be a black family moving in. So they did things like that too. I guess it was this.
So now with all due respect, your family is Irish, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Your family had to assimilate to the white ideal. Your family was not looked at as white once upon a time, right?
Oh no, my family was lower class. Oh, the Irish was
That's what I said, sir. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Your family had to assimilate to the white ideal. What ideal?
My family grew up in 138th Street in those project buildings. St. Anne's? Yeah. St. Anne's down there.
I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be respectful, but before Irish people assimilated into the white ideal, before you became police officers, you were looked at as niggers. Yes, Irish niggers.
Yes, sir. 100. They wouldn't let the Irish even shop in their stores. They said no.
No Irish, no blacks, and no dogs in certain stores, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate the call and thank you for keeping it real. Salute.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Here we go. There's my friend who also supports this machine, and for that I thank you. Gene Richmond, aka number 9.
I can sincerely say it is always a true pleasure to be a part of the divisive yet enlightened mayhem of the Star Report.
Yes, sir. Where do you want to start?
And I will say about the blacks and the the bottom feeding elements of the Bronx. It's nothing like an Irishman, to put it in simple terms, as if we were the blacks, just to show you subconsciously blacks are looked at as less than, because he said we were the blacks. So so you look at it, the black has always been on the lowest tier,
right.
And still to this day. Right. But I do believe firmly blacks and Hispanics ruined those great communities once upon a time. I mean, look at the Bronx in the look at pictures of the Bronx in the 1980s. That was probably one of the worst times in that region, the 80s and even the early to mid 90s. Ronald Reagan did I call it a patronage. It's a very classic scene. You can look it up, where he visited the Bronx, and some places were called war zones.
I'm very familiar with it, but we can even go back to the mid to late 70s when it really started becoming a war zone. But go ahead.
Yeah, the 70s were the tipping point, but the 80s was a complete Hiroshima. Right. It was a catastrophe. But so again, but like you said, it always goes back to demographic. And I know people don't like to think that people and culture play a difference in environment, but environments are very unique to the people that inhabit them. And as you can see, whether it's the Bronx, whether it's South Central LA, whether it's the worst regions in South Florida, it could be Texas, you name it. Anywhere that the blacks inhabited, and even some Hispanics were there, it was always the poorest performing. It always had the most crime. It always had issues that other people did not want to live around or associate themselves with black and black culture. And it's an unfortunate thing to say at certain times, but it's a reality. And for anybody to say that's not the case, they're fooling themselves. I mean, people were talking about getting jumped and things of that nature. I mean, who coined those phrases?
Well, now hang on a second. The whole conversation about being jumped was with regards to Jamaica Avenue Coliseum. But now hang on a second. Someone has a comment on the screen with regards to your home country, Haiti. Haiti looks like a hellhole, yes, for the most part. So would the same logic apply with regards to blacks and Hispanics destroying their surroundings and Haiti? Just asking.
Well, you can't find a nation that ever existed that was led by blacks or a black man or a black power that was thriving to this day. It just doesn't. It just doesn't exist. And I'm not saying nations didn't have their times of prosperity. I mean, every civilization did at some point. But to have a functioning, effective economy, an effective political landscape, and an effective social landscape, you can't find one black nation in the world today that can say they have.
What about the Kingdom of Kush?
Now, how far back are you going to go with the Kingdom of Kush? How far back are you going? Are you going to present day region, or are you going back 1,000 years? Are you going back?
Well,
how far back are you going?
You said you couldn't find one, so I just threw that at you. The Kingdom of Kush
today.
Oh, today. Okay.
That has prospered till today. That is still prospering till today. You can't find one that's been led completely by black leadership from the beginning, that's been more prosperous than any other. Tell me one black nation in the world that's more prosperous than any European nation. I'll wait. Just one.
Well, if we're talking about setting the template, you would have to say the Kingdom of Kush, yes, before the European infiltrated and then caused all sorts of wicketry and things of that nature. Yes, no, Kingdom of Kush.
Well, yeah, they talked about the Kingdom of Kush. It was a land that sat on gold mines. They called the soil lush and fertile. It was a like you said, a kingdom. But then again, it became overrun through time. Its resources were pillaged. There was civil war. There was famine. Powers came and went, and the dynamics changed. So it's like civilizations that come and go. Nothing lasts forever, but there has to be some sort of prosperity at some point. But then again, you still have to look at the people who inhabit these nations.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm Googling something. Go ahead.
You'll still have to look at you brought up Haiti. Haiti has some of the most prosperous resources in the Caribbean. Haiti had the opportunity to be the Dubai of the Caribbean, but what happened? Poor, corrupt leadership. Now, people can say, well, they were infiltrated. There's been regime change and foreign implications. Okay, fair enough. But again, that is a black nation that has always been led by black people. And every time you've had a poor leadership, you've had levels of corruption, you've had levels of failed establishment and economics and other aspects that are connected to it. So there has to be a level of responsibility that people are not willing to take. They're not willing to see the other side of the coin.
What about the origins of syphilis? Syphilis.
Syphilis. I'm not familiar with where syphilis originated. Since you're talking about civilization.
Well, if you're so adamant about blacks and Hispanics destroying neighborhoods and communities and so forth, syphilis played a huge part in the moral decay of certain states and countries. If we have to go back, syphilis.
Well, you can say that they were brought over by so-called explorers or colonizers and other things. Yeah, they were brought over from primarily Europe.
The 1490s. Bingo, in the 1490s. Come on.
Correct. And so was smallpox. So was smallpox and other, forms of infection. Granted, you're dealing with people who have never encountered that part.
You can't blame the black man for syphilis.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the black man has caught a fair amount of syphilis since then and has spread it since then. I'm sure.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there. All right, so you stand with Rory that blacks and Hispanics destroyed the Bronx. And again, I was just doing research, and I said, well, let me play this during the show. Maybe we can spark a conversation and we can get some good traction here. Anything else you want to say with regards to Nicki Minaj getting her free gold card from President Trump before you go?
Well, I'll say Nicki Minaj is another entertainer who plays right into the political machine. And Nicki Minaj has her agenda. And I can tell you this, Nicki Minaj is not doing this if there's no incentive for her. That being said, this is nothing new where celebrities have formed alliances with presidents. If you go back to the 90s, Bill Clinton had a host of celebrities that used to come in and out of the White House, from Bette Midler to people like Sinatra and things of that nature. If you go back to the what's that?
Barbra Streisand.
If you go back to the 1980s with Reagan, he was a big fan of people like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. It's nothing different. They were, Michael Jackson used to appear at the White House and perform for the Reagans. So it's to say entertainers aligning themselves with presidents with an agenda is nothing new. Okay. And Nicki Minaj is taking complete advantage of it. I mean, again, she has her agenda as well.
Yeah. All right. Great to talk to you, man. Thank you for your support as always. Gene Richmond.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Hey there, area code 718. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 718.
I'm here. R.I.P. the Kali block. R.I.P. Gersh Moore. R.I.P. Models. R.I.P. VIM. R.I.P. R.I.P. a lot of the great memories that the Kali block has provided, not just for Queens, but Brooklyn, the Bronx, every borough. The hub of just
now you have to give you have to speak in layman's terms for people who don't even understand what you just said. Now I understand with regards to the Coliseum, but give us the breakdown of the lingo you just put out there.
Well, Queens get the money, so not only do we have the most amount of artists, media, you can name it, actors, we directed fashion. We directed.
No, but you were naming places via the Coliseum. That's what I was trying to.
Oh, Gerst Mall was closed down way before the Coliseum, probably like 10 years, over 10 years ago. VIM, I think VIM is still there. I haven't been to the Ave in a little while. I've been to Queens. I was in Queens last month, but I didn't go to the Ave.
Okay.
So I don't really know what's there. I don't know if VIM is still there. I don't even know if Modell's is still there, but anyone that's tapped in, you know about all of these stores, and I will be there at the event that the guy. It was crazy because before I called in, I saw his Instagram. This is Mr. What's his name again?
Mr. Fingers.
Mr. Fingers. I'm gonna be there on February to give my condolences because it means a lot to me and my childhood, and as it does to a lot of people.
Okay. Well, listen, I said earlier in the broadcast, in my opinion, never mind 125th Street, never mind Fordham Road and those other places up in the Bronx where people used to go shopping. Jamaica Ave and the Coliseum had the hottest females at any given point on a weekend shopping. Yes or no?
On the weekday and weekend.
Come on.
The weekday and the weekend. Everyone knows from every borough. Everyone knows Queens has the best looking women of every race, every ethnicity. Yeah. We have the best looking women. Everyone in the 5 boroughs knows that. If you want to get a good looking Black, Hispanic, Peruvian, whatever, come to Queens. We got them in every style and flavor for you.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. So that's just one of the things I remember. But, for years, man, over 20 some odd years, you could go there and find the things that you were looking for, whether it was, I don't know, Playboy shoes. That's before your time. Mock necks, sheepskin coats, British Walkers, Lee jeans, anything, jewelry. Females could go there back in the days when they were getting their doobies and whatever they were using. I forget all that. Hair care products and all that stuff, and it was just the go-to place. But those days are gone now, and people don't want mom and pop stores. So it's really a time gone by, the true end of an era. Yes,
definitely. Because myself, I had a store 3 years ago, and everyone wants to shop online, or everyone wants to just go to the most popular store. They don't want to support small businesses, especially if you look like them, sadly. So yeah, unfortunately, yes. Can I comment on Nicki real quick before I go?
Did she boss up, Nicki Minaj?
I'm no longer a capitalist. I don't think like that. I'm not a slave to money anymore.
Come on.
My thought process has completely changed. That's why I'm glad I left the city.
Come on.
I don't think it's a boss move at all. It's a typical coon ass tether move to save herself, her husband, her brother, or whoever she has intentions on saving. But I don't think it's a boss move at all. And how are people winning if they're only 7% of the global population and dying exponentially every year from low birth rates?
Is this Desmond Fox who I'm talking to?
Of course.
Oh, okay. You didn't say your name. All right. So you don't have to say what state you moved to, but you're out of the New York tri-state?
I'm out of the tri-state, but I'm only 2 hours away.
Okay. So you're no longer a capitalist. What are you now, if you don't mind saying for the record?
I'm just trying to live, man. I just don't have a desire for material things. Like, I've been there. I've already been. I'm from Queens. I'm from St. Albans. So I've already. Wait
a minute, Desmond Fox. Hold on. Respectfully, are you a father? Are you married? What's going on?
Not a father, and I'm not married, and I will never be either one of those things.
Okay, so you had enough, and you said, "Let me get out of here. This ain't the life that I want." Right?
No, so when you meet people that have morals and they kind of get you to see that the way you are is really not the way. And I get it. I didn't want to hear none of that stuff. If you wasn't talking money or finances, I didn't want to talk to you or be around you at all. I'm straight like that. I used to be very similar, but not everyone stays in that mentality.
Okay.
Not everyone. Everyone.
Did you meet a newer group? Or did someone enlighten you? How did you reach the position that you're in now? How did you get away from all that Queens get the money shit. Fuck out of here. How'd you get away from that?
Someone had to bark on me. Someone had to bark on me, and they just made me see that life is just way more than. And plus, I had to move and get away from everything. Because if I stayed in the city, I would most likely still be the same exact way, probably even worse. But I'm really thankful for my mindset and the change of it.
Well, listen, I'm not trying to clown you, but can you just tell us before you go? Describe the person who barked on you. She wasn't a mammy, was she? Who barked on you, man?
No, it was one of my ex-girlfriends. She wasn't a man. She wasn't a mammy. I've had plenty of encounters with mammies, damn near on a daily basis. But no, she was my ex-girlfriend. She was my ex-girlfriend.
So she barked on you. Now, is she still back in New York?
Yeah, I think she lived in Brooklyn or something.
Oh shit, Desmond, she barked on you and got you to fuck up off the block. In reality,
I didn't move till like 3 years after that. That ain't nothing to do with her. So you slick. That ain't nothing to do with her.
Hang on. A Brooklyn bitch barked on you.
She's not from Brooklyn. She's not from Brooklyn.
Well, you said Brooklyn. I'm just,
she live in Brooklyn.
Okay. A Brooklyn female, let me not say a Brooklyn female barked on you and you got the fuck up out of Dodge. You say, I'm out of here.
You really be college. You real good with that.
That's what happened.
I didn't say any of that.
Okay.
But I didn't say any of that.
Okay, land your plane.
Expand your mind, people. That's all I can say. Okay. Money is not everything. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but in the end,
use a lie.
It won't come down to that.
I appreciate you, man. Salute.
All right.